How's it going, guys? I know I just put a video up not too long ago, but it's been eating away at me for the last couple of hours since I put the game. Since I put the video up, the last video. I'm gonna do just. This is something I want to do a review about. Let me know what you think when I've done the review. Um, Keep in mind, it's probably not going to be, the greatest review out there, but I just thought give you guys my opinion on this game that I actually had finished just like earlier on today, so yeah, let me know what you guys think, whack me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, alright, so anyway, onto the topic at hand. The game I finished recently, I said in my previous video, I like Pokemon. As a matter of fact, it's my favourite game series of all time, to tell you the truth. The game I finished recently was Pokemon Y. Yeah, so I'm going to basically tell you guys a bit about this game. Overall, it's yeah. So yeah, just basically to the game. I found the story in itself was actually pretty good, to tell you the truth. I thought the story was great. The fact that you actually got to have, one of the three starter Pokemon from the very first generation, from the very first games, I thought was awesome. I didn't even use my sixth generation starter, to tell you the truth. The starter I had actually chosen from the sixth generation was Fennekin, but I ended up getting a Charmander later on in the game, and I put Fennekin into storage and used Charmander. And Charizard is my favourite Pokemon, so yeah, getting to use that and train that through a new game I thought was pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the story was definitely good. I found it was a bit more mature than a lot of the previous Pokemon games. Like, I mean, like if you did play Pokemon in the past, like if you played the very first games, Red and Blue, uh, and Yellow and all that, yeah, they spoke about death of Pokemon quite a bit in that, and that was some pretty dark stuff. Cubine's mum, the Marowak, all that. It was some pretty dark stuff, and some of the creepy pastas I've heard about Lavender Town's music was was good shit in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, they spoke a little bit about it wasn't as out there as the original games were, but they did mention death a little bit in this game. Which I thought was good. It was like having played, the Gen 4 and 5 games, I thought, yeah, sweet, it's a bit darker. But overall, I found the Pokemon battles themselves a bit too easy because I defeated, all eight. I mean, I took my time with it so I could enjoy the game, but I found that the gym leaders were, I mean, at first it was hard, but I found that it was a bit too easy, especially as I progressed further and further into the game. Yeah, so, uh, and also with the Pokemon League as well, I thought, yes, finally, there's going to be a proper challenge in this game. I got to the Pokemon League only to find that the Elite Four could not battle for shit and that the champion wasn't very good. I mean, my Pokemon were weaker than the champion's Pokemon, and I still won. And yeah, her strongest was on level. I mean, my Pokemon weren't weaker by much, but even still, in previous Pokemon games, I would have had to go back. I mean, I remember when I was playing Pokemon Diamond, I had to go back and fucking, face Cynthia, uh, just like time and time and time again, and it gave me the shits. It gave me the absolute shits, and I did wish it would have been. And at the time, I was wishing, yeah, it could be slightly easier, but now I'm wishing it could be slightly harder. So, yeah, and the graphics in this game. All right, I don't know if you guys can see on the back of the cover here, but the graphics, as you guys should be able to see, are a lot better than in previous games. Yeah, but like any game, it's had its downfalls in it, and yeah, and there was a glitch was actually found in the game, which I did update my DS recently, but I don't know if that was for the game or not. But yeah, there is actually a glitch where you save in, I think it's Lumino City or Lumio City or whatever. If you save in the city center, it corrupts your game forward. You go and open up your game, you're frozen, you can't move, you can't do jack shit. And I'm like, well, fuck. What happens if I completely forget about the glitch and save in that town or city or fucking whatever? But then at the moment, I remember, and yeah, but anyway, overall, I'd have to say the game was actually pretty damn good. I just wish it lasted a bit longer, because I've noticed like every time I get a Pokemon game, I seem to finish it in between 5 days to 2 weeks. It usually takes me somewhere around that time to finish the game, and for me, I would have liked, to have played it for a bit longer, and there really isn't much of an after story to it. But see, I also played Pokemon White 2, which I thought was actually pretty decent. It had a decent after story. Yeah, it had a decent after story to it, I thought. But with Pokemon Y, I just basically got to the final town, after defeating the Pokemon League and becoming the Kalos champion and all that, and then I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do now? I've battled my rivals, I've done this and I've done that, and I'm like, well, so yeah, I'm just hoping that they do make the third generation remakes, and I hope they do make Pokemon Z, you know, and yeah. Anyway, like I was saying before, I wish the game did last a bit longer. I was actually maybe kind of thinking about getting a copy of Pokemon X, in the meantime, so that way if Pokemon Z does happen, and if the third generation remakes does happen, then I can play Pokemon X to keep myself busy until they are released, and yeah, and it'll be good because if they do make the third gen remakes, because yeah. Anyway, off topic. Back to Pokemon Y. Yeah, and yeah, and the Mega Evolutions on one hand, I thought were actually pretty decent. Some of them are ugly as fuck and look like Digimon, to tell you the truth, and I hate Digimon. But actually, when I found out that Charizard was going to have two separate Mega Evolutions, I kind of went, well, fuck, because yeah, because like Pokemon, yeah, because Mega Charizard Y, I thought, okay, yeah, it looks alright. But then I found out about Mega Charizard X, which is only exclusive to Pokemon X, and I thought, well, shit, that one looks a lot cooler. Why didn't I get that one? And that's pretty much the main reason why I want to get Pokemon X, just so I can get Mega Charizard X. That's really the only reason why. Well, not the only reason, but the main reason. Another reason is just because I want to keep myself busy or something, so I don't feel satisfied after completing it, because it was just too short a game, and also I don't really like. I remember like the very first time I played Pokemon Diamond, and the very first time I'd actually defeated Cynthia in Pokemon Diamond. To this day, I remember the battle that I defeated her in, and it's just like, yeah, but this battle that I defeated the Kalos champion in, in Gen 6, I just do not think I'm going to remember it, 12 months from now. I just feel like I'm going to just not remember it, even if I pick up Pokemon Y and go, oh yeah. I don't feel like I'm really going to remember anything special apart from the fact that I got to train a Charmander and the fact that I got to catch a lot of my favourite Pokemon from back when I was a kid. Pokemon was released in Australia back when I was a kid. Man, I'm 17 now, so yeah, I was only maybe a year, 2 years old when the first season of Pokemon, when the first Pokemon games had actually come out, and when I was a kid, I'm like, well, this is awesome, you know. And also, I might just go to the anime for Pokemon now as well. The X and Y anime. I'm hoping. I've got high hopes for it, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Yeah. So we'll see how that anime goes. And I've actually watched because my friends and we couldn't wait for Pokemon The Origins to come out in English dubbed. So we all went and watched it in Japanese with the English subtitles. And to tell you the truth, even though I couldn't keep up with the bloody subtitles, it was great, to tell you the truth. It was pretty sick. I just wish that they did more of a Pokemon Chronicles thing and had maybe 20, 30 odd episodes rather than just having 4, because yeah, I thought that would have been alright, and now I'm just waiting for it to come out in English. But yeah, overall, decent game, not bad. Probably should have saved my Master Ball for catching Mewtwo, but I got it. I can't remember its name. Fuck, how do I pronounce it? But anyway, I used my Master Ball to catch this Pokemon here at the front. You see it? Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, I went and caught that with the Master Ball, and then I thought, well, shit, why did I do that? Now I've got to go spend a few grand on bloody Ultra Balls and bloody whatever other Pokeball I can get my hands on. So, yeah, that's apart from catching Mewtwo, there's really not much else for me to do on this game, unless you guys have discovered, parts to an after story or whatever. Let me know in the comments, and then I'll go take a look, because I'm about ready to try and get another $60 or $70 out of my parents so I can go buy so I can go buy the game store and pick up a copy of Pokemon X. But yeah. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. I personally think I was maybe a bit more enthusiastic in this video than I was in the previous one. So yeah. So like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, your neighbours, your family, some dickhead you don't like, some bitch you don't like, whatever. Tell someone, alright? Because I'd like some more subscribers and some more likes, but what YouTuber doesn't? Oh fuck! I sounded smug then. Sorry if I sounded smug. Anyway, one more thing. I don't know if you guys have seen my comment below, but I put a comment saying if there's any other things outside gaming and music that you guys would like to talk about, like just personal issues, anything, or if there's something you feel that needs like if you feel like there's a message that needs to be put across, just drop it in a comment below and I'll see what I can do, see if I can fix something up for you and try and get your message across as best I can. So yeah, anyway, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. You guys rock. See you around.